Anyway, thanks for taking the night guard job, man. Looking forward to both the new year school and working with you again at the Paranormal Investigation Association team. Hi again, Greg. We meet again. With not only me as your guide, but with you as the guard. Anyway, thanks for taking up the assignment of signing up for the night guard position on the Baldi at the Seas, aka the ship we're all on right now. The reason that us employees at the Paranormal Investigation Association team gave you that assignment was because we wanted to go on the ship's main voyage to see if there are any ghosts on the ship and investigate the many ghost hauntings on it. Speaking of that, when we got on the ship today, we asked Captain Baldi if any ghosts haunt the ship, and surprisingly, he said that there is ghosts on the ship, 6 of them in fact. He also said that there were multiple reports of ghost hauntings on previous ships, and he had to call some ghost guys to take care of them. Then, when we asked him if he minds if we investigate the ghost hauntings on the ship, he said he didn't mind. So, here we are. Anyway, I presume you're in the office right now, checking it out, and checking the cameras and the monitor on your desk, right? I hope you are. Oh, and speaking of the cameras, there's 30 of them on this ship. But, according to Captain Baldi, the last 15 cams are disabled at night for some reason. Not sure why that happened. And I'm also not sure why the bound stern areas of the ship aren't on your camera map. But those things shouldn't be a problem, right? Now, anyway, while on the topic of that, how your job as a night guard will work on the ship will be very different compared to your school, back when you worked there in 2002. Since you don't have a tape player, a faculty name tag, a spray your soda bun, and a cut wire bun at all to defend yourself. But luckily, we brought our equipment on the ship with us, one of which is a ghost detector that will detect any ghosts, what their names are, how their human self died, who killed them, and how you should deal with them. Now, on to who is coming for you on this night. According to the ghost detector, it says that only one ghost will come for you on this night, and his name is the Test. No, really, that really is his name. He has empty eyes and a mouth that always stays open. How he died is unknown, and who killed him is also unknown. And this is how to deal with him. Ready for this? He will only get you if he either sees you moving in the office, or if you're looking at him on the window. When he does show up at your office, he will open the door and you will hear the door opening. If you do hear that noise, look at the office, stand still, and do not move until you hear him close the door. If you hear him close the door, that means he will leave you alone for now, and you can resume with your night as usual. But don't look at the camera screens at the door on your right, okay? He will see you do that. But on the cameras, there's also a maintenance tab. And from time to time, either the vents or your cams will break. So that means if the vents break and you hear them turning off, go into the cameras, click the word, which is the maintenance tab, ventilation to reboot it, and the vents will be back on. And if you see the cameras blacked out and you only see the words camera error, click the word, which again is in the maintenance tab, cameras to reboot it, and the cams will be back on. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff to take in, but just remember, you signed up to take the night guard position after all. Anyway, that's about it for tonight, so be sure to check the cameras from time to time. Remember to look at the office, stand still, and to not move until the test goes to the door on your right if you hear it opening it, and reboot either the vents or cameras if they ever break down. And also, be sure to collect some data for us of what goes down during your shift, and you can share your data with us at breakfast, which according to the shift schedule is at 8 a.m. every day. So anyway, that's it for reals this time, so good luck on your first night, and I'll see you at 8. Good night. Hello, Greg. So, I'm amazed that you made it for the first night, judging by the data you left for us. So, how was breakfast with us this morning? Did you enjoy the eggs, bacon, and coffee? Never mind. Now is not a good time to ask you all that. And by the way, you probably know that the dining area where breakfast was served is on level 5, which, along with level 6, isn't on the cameras at night. But, anyway, before I get into who you'll be doing last night, Captain Baldi told me to say 2 things to you that I forgot to tell you last night. First thing is, the reason why no one, besides the ghosts, are not in the camps. It's because the ship has a curfew that goes on from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. for passengers only. And no passenger is allowed out of their rooms until then. And the second thing is that there's also a day shift guard hired to watch the building from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. to make sure no one gets injured or something like that. It's kind of like the same thing you're doing right now, but during the day. Now, anyway, on to what you can expect tonight. We detected another ghost on the ghost detector, and it said that this ghost is named Caldemore. That's a weird name. Well, if you're wondering who he is, Captain Baldi, we asked him who he was, said that Caldemore was his cousin. Thus, the C in his name. And he is a he, by the way. And how he was murdered is a bit shocking. He was murdered at Shear School on the same day that Baldi principal of the thing, playtime, and is a bully were murdered. He was coming over to the Shear School for a visit, but when the murders went down, he was the last victim in school. When Eric Thing killed him, he was murdered by being stabbed in his right eye, which is so gross. Then after that, Eric Bing fled Shear School. Then in 2002, he was murdered, which, of course, you were there to witness. He had stuff coming, and it came. Now, enough backstory. I will tell you what he looks like. He looks like Baldi, but he has a blue shirt on with black pants. That's about it, really. Anyway, on to how you can deal with him. I presume Captain Baldi left a flashlight in the office, right? Because it's your only way of defending yourself from him. When he does show up at the office, he will tap on the window on your left, indicating that he's there. And if you ever hear that, look at the window and shine your light at him to blind him, and he will go away. But even when Tess is in the office, shine your light on Caldemore quick, then look back at the office, stand still, and don't move until he leaves. But don't use your flashlight too much, otherwise the batteries in him will drain. Because flashlights don't live forever, obviously. Also, the errors in the vents and cameras will be more and more frequent as the week proceeds, so make sure to reboot them whenever they break down. Anyway, that's all for tonight. Do what you did with Tess last night. Look at the office, stand still, don't look at the cameras, and don't move until you hear him close the door on your right. Shine the light at Caldemore if you hear him tapping the window on your left. Check your cameras from time to time. Reboot the vents, A-cams, and the maintenance tab if they ever break down. Don't waste your flashlight battery. And again, be sure to collect data for us. I must go down during the night. Okay? So I'll see you at 8 again. Good luck. Again. Wow. Last night was a little bit chaotic, wasn't it? Well, don't think the show is over because it isn't over until the main voyage concludes, just so you know. And man, those ghosts are acting like the ones at your school. They are those Sixth Sense-esque ghosts acting and walking like normal people. Anyway, it's your first day on the ship, and as usual, a new ghost is now coming for you. And it says here on the ghost detector that his name is Noel / file name 2. I will go with the latter. He has a red shirt, blue jeans, and only 3 human features: brown hair, eyebrows, and some eyes. His murder is unknown, but the cause of death was basically him just glitching out of existence. And unlike the other enemies you faced so far, he won't get in the office, but he will be in the cameras. And that is where your defense firm will come in. When you do see him in the cameras, you will block them, but word of advice, don't stay in the cameras for too long when Fountain was blocking them, because he will kill you like the others. So, to defend yourself from him, do this. If you see him blocking the cameras, get out of the cameras immediately, and he will go away in an instant. Simple and easy, right? Not quite, because it's a test and quality more faster. But I'm sure you know how it feels, though. So, anyway, that's all I can say for tonight, really. Besides the fact that, according to Captain Baldi, we'll be docking at the Bahamas for the day until 8 p.m. tomorrow. So, yeah, be ready to do a little relaxing. And, while us employees at the Paranormal Investigation Association team are at it, continue a little bit of our investigation about the ghost hauntings on the Baldi Sea. So, besides all that, that's about it for tonight. For real this time. So, be sure to do the following things you did for the past 2 nights. Look at the office, stand still, don't look at the cameras, and don't move until the testicle door on your right. If you hear him opening that door, shine your light at Baldi more if you hear him tapping the window on your left. Check your cameras from time to time. Be sure to reboot the sensing cams in the maintenance tab if they ever break down. Collect data for us on what goes down during the night, and share data with us at breakfast. And finally, starting tonight, get out the cameras quickly when File Name 2 blocks the cameras at all, okay? So, good night, and I wish you good luck, Greg. Bye! Hello, Greg. So, tonight is your fourth night, I assume, and I'm surprised that you made it through 3 nights so far, despite all the chaotic things you've been through so far. And that's all according to the day you left for us, by your third night, that is. Anyway, as usual, a new ghost is coming for you, but this ghost you'll be doing with tonight acts a little different compared to the others. And this ghost's name, according to the ghost detector, is Arts and Crafters, who is possessed by Eric Thing's evil spirit. Man, even in death, he still wants to murder people. Jeez. His murder is Baldi, but that was for revenge for what Eric did to him, the principal, Playtime, and is a bully back in 1999. And the cause of death was him getting stabbed, which killed him quickly. And once again, you witnessed that. Also, Arts and Crafters is a sock puppet who becomes jealous when people having more notebooks than him back at the old shear school, which is now gone. But that doesn't matter. What matters is how to deal with him. And it does involve the camera. So, this is how to deal with him. He only moves when no one is looking at him in the camera. So, to keep him away, watch him on the cameras from time to time. But if you're wondering how you can find out which cam he is on, then don't fear, as there's now a cam detector that will only activate when Arts and Crafters shows up, and it will tell you which cam he is on. So, if he's on a camera, and the cam detector tells you which camera he's on, go to that said camera and watch him on it. But, fair warning, be sure to not let him into the office, because he won't get fooled by anything no matter what you do, so just watch him on the camera and see him say, okay? Anyway, that's all there is to say for tonight, really. So, repeat what you did with the test, called you more, and found name 2 for the past 3 nights, and you will do okay. But, don't forget to watch Arts and Crafters on the cameras. And also, don't forget to collect data for us of what goes down during the night, as always, okay? Good, so, bye Greg, now see you at 8, I hope. Hello there. So, welcome to your 5th night. And not only that, this will be the last night where I need to collect data for us, what goes down during the night. Anyway, besides that, I'll get to what you'll be doing tonight. So, we detected the last 2 ghosts. I don't think there's any more. And their names are Zero is Prize and Blue Ball Balloon. I'll start with the latter ghost first. Blue Ball Balloon looks like Baldi, but he has a party hat on and he's all blue. And he is colored like a balloon. That's his name, Blue Ball Balloon. His murder is unknown and the cause of death is also unknown, just like the test. And the way he will get you is the exact same way as File Name 2's way of getting you, blocking the cameras. But unlike File Name 2, when Blue Ball Balloon blocks the cameras, he will be behind a blue screen. And in order to defend yourself from him, get out of the cameras immediately and he will go away. For Zero is Prize, he has bright blue and bright red clothes on with a bright red hat, a broom, and eyes that, disgustingly enough, have blood tears coming out of them. His murder is unknown and the cause of death is being stabbed in the eyes. Gross, man. He will get to the office, but when he gets in, don't go to the cameras until he leaves. Be out of the cameras when he's in the office, okay? Because when you're out of the cameras, he won't harm you and will leave after a short while. But if you are in the cameras when he is in the office, you will wind up dead. Got that? So that's about it for every ghost coming for you. So repeat what you did with the test, called you more and File Name 2 for the past 4 nights. Watch Arts and Crafters from time to time in the cameras. And don't forget about the camera detector that'll tell you which camera's on so that you can go to the camera and watch them on it. Get out the cameras immediately when Blue Ball blocks them, and be sure to stay out the cameras when Zero Prize enters the office. Also for the final time, be sure to collect some data for us of what goes down during the night. And finally, be sure to reboot the cam's defense if it ever breaks down again there, okay? Good. So we'll see you at 8 hopefully. Good luck, I guess. tonight's your sixth night, right? Because if it is, then hear me out. We're gonna get rid of these ghosts after setup night with some of the equipment we brought with us. Because the ghosts you face don't go away until 6:10 a.m. on this ship at least, so be aware of that. And speaking of ghosts, we forgot to tell you something when you came back to work with us at the Paranormal Investigation Association team a few years ago. Someone discovered arts and crafters with Eric Bing's evil soul inside of it at the Nightshift school in December 2011, and we were notified about it. Yeah, the person that notified us was the night guard that worked there. He was on his second shift, and he discovered that sock puppet in the cameras and his office window. But after shift, he mentioned that to the staff that worked in the Nightshift school after shift, but they didn't believe him as they think he was sounding very crazy, even though he had photographic evidence of the encounter. But after too many arguments and a bit of fighting, he was fired and banned from the Nightshift school. And when he told us about his encounter, we decided to take on his case. And while we did catch arts and crafters / Eric Bing, he somehow got out the equipment we used and was on the loose again. And after we told the guards that got fired and banned about that, we said that we will do our best to capture the ghost again, and we'll notify him when we see him again. And that's what we did 7 years later, May 8, 2018, when we detected arts and crafters on the ship we're all on now, the Baldi of the Seas. Sorry if we didn't bring this up to you, Greg. We just didn't tell you about it until now. Anyway, besides that, all the ghosts you face are being faster, and by now there's not much to say about any new ghosts coming for you, because, why would there be more? Because you already know what you're doing. There's, the ghosts in a night guard job. So in that case, I'll leave you to it. Good luck as always, Greg, and we'll talk to you again at 8. Bye! Hello again, Greg. After 6 nights, you finally made it to your last night of working on the Baldi disease, and I gotta thank you for getting through these past 6 nights without dying on us. Anyway, we found the right equipment to get rid of these ghosts, and we'll be there with that equipment at the end of the final shift, so be ready for that. Also, according to Captain Baldi, he will give you your paycheck once we dock back at where we started the main voyage, okay? And he also said to us that he congratulates you for doing very good for your job as a night guard on this ship. So, that's good, right? Anyway, I gotta get going right now, so just be sure you stay safe, do what you did with the ghosts you faced on the previous 6 nights, and I hope you make it through this night. No, really, we're being serious. Me and the rest of us at the Paranormal Investigation Association team are counting on you. Now, goes up for a final time, and we'll see you at 6. Bye-bye!